They say I did something bad, then why's it feel so good? They say I did something bad.
Hi guys, how are you doing today? So as you can tell, I am here in my room that I missed so much because I love my room. I'm not gonna lie, it's like my little safe place. My eyebrows are looking a little crazy right now. We're gonna see how they look once everything is complete and see if they look okay. Because right now they're looking a little much, you know what I mean? So today's video, I'm just gonna be getting ready for a Christmas dinner thing that I have at my house today. So I already did my hair. I don't know if I'm liking it, to be quite honest with you. And now we're gonna do the makeup. So I do have an idea of what I wanna do. So I kind of wanna do something like this that I'm gonna post right here. But the thing is I don't want it to be too dark. So I think I'm gonna use brown eyeliner to kind of make it a little bit more subtle. So I am just going to grab some concealer. I just prefer to conceal my eyes with concealer. I don't know why. I just feel like it just locks it in better for some reason. That's just what I like to do. And then I'm just gonna take this nice little fluffy brush and blend it out. So I thought we could just chit chat about life as I get ready, not so much the makeup focused stuff. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump in. I officially found an apartment in LA that I'm really excited to move in. I'm gonna move in with one of my best friends. He's like originally from Arkansas, which I've lived there before, and it's great to grow up in, I think, but once you're older, I feel like it's just a place you want to move out of as soon as you can. So he's going to be going to school in LA, so we're both gonna just be, you know, living it up. Hopefully I'll get a dog. I really want a dog because my school schedule isn't super crazy, which is kind of nice because my school is a music school, so I don't have any math or English or history or that stupid shit that you never end up using. I used one thing for math. That's it. That's what's gonna be happening on June 2nd. I'm gonna be leaving Mexico and then going back there and just getting everything set up. I do want to film like an apartment tour slash let's decorate kind of thing. Because the apartment isn't furnished. I originally wanted one that was furnished because it would just be a lot easier to deal with the furniture, like not have to deal with the furniture when I leave, because I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do when I'm done with school, but that's like 2 years down the line. I would love to stay there, but I'm not an American citizen, so it's a bit more difficult for me. Y'all make it so freaking complicated. It's just gonna be a great time. Hopefully, that's all I can hope for. I mean, yeah, I know there's gonna be hard shit going on, whatever, but there goes my doggy. But yeah, so I'm just really excited to be moving and just, you know, living my best life, what I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. We're gonna see, hopefully it goes well and I don't turn into this deep dark depression like it always ends up happening. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I am very nervous just because, like, if music doesn't go the way I planned, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I mean, I could stick to makeup, but it's just been my dream since I was a little kid to like be a singer, you know what I mean? So I don't know. And with the shit I've gone through, I feel like I could, like, my goal is to like reach as many people as I can with the music I write. And so I'm just hoping that it all goes well for me. I also am not going in with the highest expectations because that would just be stupid. If you know me, you know I'm not very positive. I'm just being realistic. You know what I mean? Like I'm being realistic. Like I'm not gonna be here saying that like, oh my God, in 1 year I'm gonna fucking make it. And then I don't make it in 1 year and then I'm depressed. So I'm just more realistic. You know, so that's what's going on. We're gonna get onto some other stuff. We're gonna obviously talk about boys because that's gonna be fun. I feel like that's always a good time. And then I also might talk about just how I'm doing, like in general, you know, all my diagnoses that I have. But before we get into that, I'm gonna eat my food quickly because I'm hungry. Got a rockabowl and then I got some rice. So I'll be back and then we'll continue on with this little girl chit chat, guy chit chat, whoever's watching, kind of chit chat. So let's talk about men, because that's always like a saucy, spicy subject, not saucy. Okay, you guys know I've been on Tinder. I talked about it in my last video. If you didn't, well, I'm saying it now. I have been on Tinder and I kind of briefly talked about the dates I went on and stuff, but I just kind of want to give you a rundown of my experiences. So I decided to go on Tinder just because going on Tinder here scares me a little bit because, you know, I'm a girl. Men aren't very nice sometimes, and my parents wouldn't let me do that, and I live with my parents when I come home, obviously. Yeah, so I just go on Tinder when I'm in LA and stuff, and apparently everyone finds boyfriends and girlfriends on Tinder. I don't know how, because every person I've met on Tinder is always like, oh, we'll just see what happens. And like, that's literally what my profile says. It's like, I don't know what I'm looking for, because you could be a complete asshole, and if I say I want a long-term relationship, I don't want you to think that I want a long-term relationship with you. I always say to, if like guys will ask me, I'm like, honestly, it just depends who I meet. So that's just kind of what I say in my profile, is like, I don't really know, it depends on who I meet. And yeah, but obviously I'm a girl, you know what I mean? So there's always that little hope that if I meet a decent guy, so that's what I say on my profile, right? And so I think I've been on maybe around 10 dates, I think. So the first date I went to, actually kind of talked about in my last video, was just a guy who was just really loving life, and I was literally in a treatment place for suicide. So I just didn't feel any sort of vibe there, and that's kind of when I realized that I need someone who understands mental health. This guy clearly didn't. So while I started going on dates, I was still living at the house that you live in when you're in treatment. So basically this is how it works. There's like different levels of treatment, right? There's a level of the psych ward, which is not a fun time. I've been there, it sucked ass. And yes, it is kind of like the movies. So I've been to that. Sucked booty. I was there for like a month, which usually it's only 72 hours, but my psychiatrist at the time just wanted me to be there for longer for shits and giggles, I guess. And then there's like residential, which is like you live on the premises, you have therapy and whatever. You can't like leave anywhere by yourself, like you have to go with the staff or stuff like that. And I think there's one before that where you cannot leave at all, which is the one I was at like a couple months ago. Basically it all just starts to go down, like you have more freedom as you start to go lower into care, if that makes sense. So the one I was at then in Los Angeles was you would have like you would have the choice to either live away or live at the house. So usually the people that would not live at the house would be people who have like relatives or people, you know, around the area. I didn't have anyone living in LA, so I lived at the house. Also, I was like on suicide watch basically for 2 months. Yeah, so basically you go to therapy from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The rest of the days you can like leave for an hour, or wait, for me it was a little different. I was on eyes on for 2 months, which basically what that means is like you can't leave at all. You can't go anywhere by yourself. Then I could leave for an hour, which literally gave me no time to do anything, or I could leave for, then it was like 2 hours, and then I was able to, that took like around 3 months for me to be completely off of the thing. So yeah, you're like allowed to leave for an hour. The weekends you have to like send in a pass and all that stuff, right? So it was way more strict. So I was going out with guys while I was doing that. So when they would ask me like, what are you here for? Like, why are you here? I'd be like, I didn't want to lie to them. I didn't want to be like, oh, well, I'm in school. I just don't like lying. You know what I mean? So I would just tell them the truth, and I'd be like, oh, well, you know, this happened and that happened and blah, blah, blah. And so this motherfucker, the first guy I went on a date with goes, oh my God, I would never, like, I don't understand how people just like don't like want to do that. And I'm like, sorry, your life was amazing and you don't have any fucking trauma, like, God. But yeah, so I was just kind of like, he was nice and everything, and then we went back to his house, which I specifically told him I didn't want to be at his house, but I have an issue with saying no. Like, I have a problem with saying no. Like, I'll go to the gym, right, and I'll be like about to use an equipment, like I'll be walking towards it, and someone says like, oh, are you gonna use it? I'll be like, no, go ahead, when I was gonna use it. Or if people think I'm done with my workout, they'll be like, oh, are you done? And if I'm not, I'll be like, yeah, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, I just always have to, I can't say like, no, I'm not done. Which is so stupid, but it's just so hard for me. So he was like, we could just go to my place. And I'm like, sure. Oh, sure. When I didn't really want to. That's something I need to work on, by the way, because it's happened to me multiple times, and you know, so I have an issue with that. And then, so we went, I was like standing in his like apartment for a good 30 minutes, which is until I left, because I just don't sit on people's furniture that I just meet for the first time unless they offer it to me. So he never said like, oh, you can sit. So I was just standing there awkwardly the whole time, and we were talking, and he was like laying in his bed, and I was like, this is fun, great, love it. And then he like started rubbing my back, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I gotta go, because my curfew was coming up, so I had to get home by 11. So yeah, that was the first one. Never talked to him again. Then I went out with another guy. I don't think this was the next guy, but it's the next guy I remember. We went to the beach. He seemed really sweet. Like, that's the thing though, too. They seem really sweet online, like really nice. And then you actually meet them and you're like, bro, if I would have known, like if this is the vibe I hate using that word, but it's the only one I can think of. If this was the vibe I was getting from you, I would have like online, I would have never gone out with him in the first place. Like, I didn't know how old he was. Like, I forgot to like see how old he was. And then while I'm on this date, I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's my age. And I was right, because usually men my age are the most immature fuckers you can think of, right? That's why I always prefer to date men that are older. There's very rare men that are actually mature, especially with the shit that I've gone through. I just feel like I'm a lot more mature for my age than most people, I guess. Like, I don't know, that's what I've been told, and I'm not like trying to toot my own horn or whatever. Oh, one of my red flags is anyone who says bro 3 times or more in one sentence, I'm done. I am done. Oh god, I went into a tattoo place one time to get my tattoo. I got this one fixed. There was a group of guys who came in, and I swear to you, let's say I just want to go have some dinner. Are you guys down? Right? Keeping it a little slang. This group of men, no, boys, this group of boys would say, hey bro, I'm like really down to like get like dinner, bro. Are y'all guys down? Like, are you, bro? Like, they were just saying like effort. It's like when you use the word like a lot, but they would switch it in with bro. And I was like, what the fuck? And me and my tattoo artist were making a lot of fun of them, because like, how could you not? And he goes, this is what you have to look forward to. And I'm like, sadly, yes, that is why I am single. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my eyeliner, but I can't do this while I'm talking, so I'll be back. Alright guys, so I did my winged eyeliner. It took me a minute because I wanted it to be perfect, but then I remembered winged eyeliner can't really be perfect, so I tried to get as close as I could to it. Okay, so now I am going to go on to lashes. Alright guys, so I just put the glue on my lashes and I'm just gonna wait for them to dry a little bit. So we're gonna go on to the next topics. Okay girlies, so now we're gonna move on to icks and pet peeves, one of my favorite things to talk about. Ow. Alright, so my pet peeves of people in general, people who chew with their mouth open, that is disgusting. I can't stand that. The only thing I am looking at is you chewing with your mouth open. Like, I understand if you're like talking and you have food in your mouth, but like, why can't you do this? Like, yeah, or like, just like, give me a second, like, you know? But like, no, it's so fucking gross. And then another one, people who breathe really loudly. It's so annoying. Like, you're not the only one who needs oxygen. Everyone does. So can you like not hog it? You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to breathe so fucking loud. Another one would be, oh, people who have, you know when you're like talking and you get this like white thing right here? I hate that. I know it's something we all get. Like, I also get it, but that's literally why I'm always like going like this, because I'm scared I'm having it on my face. Another one would have to be when people use their fork. All right, so how you cut your food is like this, right? When you cut your food like this, what are you doing? And then you go, like, no, that's wrong. That's fucking wrong. I can't stand that. Now we're gonna move on to red flags. Let me tell ya. So I was in a relationship from 16 to like, I was in a relationship for like a good amount of time, like more than 3 years. Honestly, it wasn't the best relationship. It was very toxic. So I feel like a lot of red flags that I have are just by what he did to me, but also just by what I've learned and what I've seen other people kind of do. Like, I respect privacy, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be the person who, for example, if you set your phone down on a table, like face down like this, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, like there's so many girls that are talking in, like, oh no. I'm a person who also like sets their phone down like this sometimes, just because, I don't know, it's like, it also means like you're not interested in what's like on your screen, like you just kind of want to be one-on-one with the person, if that makes sense. When people are like, that's a red flag, like that means he's talking to girls, I'm like, what? And I will say this, I still don't know if I was cheated on. So like one that I hear about all the time is like, it's a red flag if she has like mental health issues or something like that. I'm like, really? And I guess I am red. But anyways, just like people who don't understand mental health is definitely a red flag for me. Like, I have a friend, I don't know if boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or whatever, just thought that like being depressed and anxious was a choice. And it's like, oh my god, how did I not think of it being a choice? Like, yeah, like, no. Like, sorry you didn't go through shit. Like, my bad. What's another? Okay, a lot of people have issues with guys having girl best friends. I personally don't. I have a lot of guys who are really close to me. I have like one best friend here in Mexico who's a guy, and then my roommate who I'm living with is a guy, and he's like my best friend as well. Obviously, I feel like if you've been cheated on, still don't know if I ever have, but I feel like if you've been cheated on by like the guy's best friend's girlfriend, I mean, I totally understand why you would like not like that, because like it happened to you once, like you don't want that to repeat. But I don't know, I feel like there's nothing wrong with having a girl best friend. That's just my personal opinion, and maybe until I guess it happens to me, I'll be able to understand a little bit better. But
he's a 15, but does not like Taylor Swift.
Bye.
He's a 20, doesn't
Nope.
like Taylor Swift.
Nope.
He's an 8, but he says, let's go stand out in the rain.
Ah!
That's rain.
No, I'm out.
He's a 5, but he reduces, reuse, and recycles.
9. Alright guys, so I am officially changed. Don't love my hair, but it's too late to change it. I think I might just not be used to it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't so much makeup based as more as just talking to you guys, and I hope that wasn't boring. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click the bell to turn on all notifications. I will be posting a makeup look soon, one of the crazy ones I love doing. Probably next week, just because I haven't really had time this week. I'm gonna continue to post, so just make sure you stick around with me. I hope you can't see my stomach coming out of my whatever. So I hope you guys stick around with me, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye. Twist. Look, oh, come on. I love this hoodie. Literally shoot me. No, just kidding, just kidding. Yeah, like fuck girls, and like yeah, I don't want anyone with like daddy issues, because like I'm not here to be their daddy, but then they want you to call them daddy. Beats me.
So good. Was it feel so good? Was it feel so good?